It's I find it interesting when you talk to like other comic book fans and stuff like that. Is their ideal roster of the Avengers is a lot of times different from other people's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because depending on what generation you're reading comic books or what comic books you've really got into.
Yeah.
And one of the characters that was on like in a lot of Avenger issues I read back in the day was Tigra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another throwaway character.
Yeah, if you're not a person who's familiar with Tigra, but Tigra was pretty much a fuzzy girl in a bikini with tiger stripes.
Yeah.
And she was a big player for a while in Marvel back in like late 80s, I think.
This is not to be confused with the girl who fights Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they look the same. They look the same, except one's got spots,
not to interject you, but which one came first? DC's or Marvel? Or did Marvel... Because they say Marvel rips off DC a lot. So.
Well, I think the Cheetah, she came out originally, and she was always a girl just in a cat suit.
Right.
And then eventually they just turned her into a cat person.
Which is stupid.
I think the character was always kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But it was so weird is like they announced that she's going to be in the new Injustice game, like the Cheetah. And I was like, yay! To the one person who was like, yeah, I'm so glad that character's there.
There's that one kid, so like you said, says word, I love that Cheetah. Yeah, she's great.
I like fuzzy women.
Yeah.
I think that just kind of woke the furry revolution is really what it was.
So anyway, go ahead.
But yes, Tigra was always kind of one of those characters that was in my Avengers roster all the time. Her and Hercules, which I was never a character I really liked. Hercules was always in the roster too.
Mine was always Hercules and the Black Knight for some reason.
The Black Knight, yeah.
Like, what is this guy?
Yeah.
And he has this horse that flies. I'm like, where does he put it? Does he like park it in the garage of the Avengers?
Yeah.
He just hangs around the garage with the ships.
And his power was that he had a sword that cuts through anything.
Right. Well, he never cut through anybody or anything. What's the point of it?
Yeah, he never cut through anybody. So
no. In fact, he would put the sword away and then punch a guy in the face. I'm like, why use your sword?
Yeah. And it's like I liked how they like try to like make him hip and they give him a jacket, but he still wore a helmet.
Yeah.
I was like, now he's cool. Like, didn't fool me, Marvel. He's still the lame Black
Knight.
Knight.
That he's wearing a brown Avenger jacket. That was cool at night. Remember, they gave everybody brown. Black Widow would wear the brown Avenger jacket.
I do like the jackets, but I'm just like, you still put it on a dumb character. It's still a dumb character.
Yeah.
But we remember those characters.
That's like imagine giving Darth Vader a jacket. It says Empire on it. Why is he wearing that?
I'm so cool now.
He's still got the helmet and all, but he's walking around, and the cape is still coming out from under the jacket.
The jacket over. Still same guy. Still same dude, but he's got a jacket on now.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
But we remember this. We at Recovering Sidekicks, our weekly comic book review podcast where we talk about graphic novels, single issues, and John?
Trade paperbacks.
No, it's shitty characters that were once members of the Avengers.
Hey, remember what they say? Those who not remember the past are doomed to read about them again.
Yep, so condemned to constantly repeat shitty Avengers members.
Exactly, yeah.
So we are in the month of May.
It is May!
And with May and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 coming out.
Yes.
Which is populated by a bunch of obscure Marvel characters.
Absolutely, yes.
Like Ego, the Living Planet.
Yes.
Star-Lord, who was a nobody before the movie.
Yes, now all of a sudden he's popular.
Groot is like now the new poster boy.
Wasn't Star-Lord only Guardians of the Galaxy for a short while too or something?
Yeah, like it was recent. Like he joined the Guardians of the Galaxy pretty recently. I think he was like a 1970s or 80s character who was very like fantasy space kind of stories. Right. Like, you know, like chicks in bikinis, like holding his leg while
I just picture him sitting with his 70s ray gun, and I hear in the background, Star-Lord!
Yep, exactly.
Every one of us! Right, okay.
Thank you for saving every one of us.
Right, yeah. Okay.
That's how it looked, and like his costume's completely different from what he looks like, and like the mask, the cool mask design is actually pretty recent. I think it's in the last like 20 years he's gotten that mask. So, for the month of May, I thought it'd be fun if we talk about obscure, maybe never revisited ever again Marvel characters that never took off, maybe lasted a bit, but maybe Marvel pushed them and they just never caught on.
This is kind of like the Isle of
Misfit Toys.
Yeah, or even,
nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Right. These are long forgotten characters, right?
Yeah, the ones that Marvel's like, shh, that's not ours.
Right.
Read Captain America. He's a Nazi now. You kids like that. You guys like Nazis.
Yes.
And I think because of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think nothing's better than starting off with a little space epic character.
Yes.
Another character very similar to Star-Lord, premiering in none other than Marvel Premiere, issue number 32.
I just want to hear the music. I just want to hear you go.
Honestly, while reading this comic book, I kept hearing the theme music already. Featuring,
what is the name of the character?
Featuring the all-new Monark Starstalker.
Starstalker.
With a name like that, he's going to be an A-lister in no time.
Yes. Why do I picture a dude wearing black and yellow wearing a lightsaber?
It's not too different from what he's actually wearing.
Monarch Starstalker.
And of course, he's got a girl holding his leg. And he's holding a blaster. He's got a big golden bird on his arm.
So he's kind of like Han Solo.
He's in space.
He's kind of like Han
When
Solo.
did Star Wars come out?
78, 79, something like that. I don't know. Sorry, fans. I don't know. 70 something. Didn't
it was like 70. It was 70 something.
I think the first Star Wars is 70 something.
Well, sir, I will let you know.
You keep talking. I'll since we're here in this studio here, I will look up the information for you, sir.
Yeah, you do that. Marvel Premiere, this issue was published in 1976.
Of course it was 76 with a name like
Monarch Starstalker. Ah! Yeah, it's good stuff. And you got to go with the amazing tagline right here is the galaxy is his hunting ground. It's
1977, by the way.
Ooh, wow, this beats Star Wars.
Wow, Lucas is a thief.
I know, right? He wished he created a character like Monarch Starstalker.
Did he not, though? Maybe he did. Starstalker. Oh, let's change it to Skywalker.
Remember, Luke's original name was Starkiller.
Right,
which
see?
not as cool as Monarch Starstalker.
Yeah, exactly. See?
What exactly is a Starstalker? He's like, ooh, I found that star.
Yeah.
Just hovers around it, waits till it goes to work.
Yeah,
Maybe it changes.
I see how hot you are.
I'm watching
you. That's right, I'm watching you.
Ooh, you're a red dwarf. Gets me so hot. But yeah, his tagline is the galaxy is his hunting ground. Its deadliest inhabitants, his prey. Starstalker.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The deadliest inhabitants?
Its deadliest inhabitants are his prey. Like, if you're dangerous in the galaxy, he's coming for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's going to stalk the hell out of your stars.
All right.
And, oh man, this is real good. So good. And it opens up with this quaint little, like, western town. You know, everyone's got, like, horses. You know, they're all outside the saloon, but we're in space!
So it's like, for you fanboys, it's like Firefly.
A little bit like Firefly, yeah.
Right,
and they're all talking about the TriStar government, which apparently TriStar Pictures in the future gets a lot of money somehow, and then becomes a giant interplanetary government.
Okay.
And so there's rebellions, I guess, and there's like a intergalactic civil war going on, as there always is in intergalactic. Yeah. And there's a quiet little planet. There's a couple people, you know, arguing. And, of course, a little fight brews between the locals talking about all the politics. And then enters, a man grabs another man and turns him over. And it's none other than Monarch Starstalker. And look at that giant splat. It's great stuff.
Oh my god, it's very 70s.
It's so just cool. Just reeks cool. He, like, brushes him aside. Ha! He's got a woman next to him. He's always got a woman next to him because he's Monarch Starstalker. Good stuff.
Because I am the Monarch Starstalker!
And, like, the fight, and he's like, hey, Monarch Starstalker, no one invited you, buddy! And a fight, and Monarch Starstalker reaches for his trusty gun, and let me get the exact name. His weapon of choice is the Vortex Pistol. What do you think the Vortex Pistol does?
I'm thinking it blasts you into a vortex and you disappear to another dimension.
Well, see, that makes way more sense.
Oh, all right.
Because, really, what the Vortex Pistol does, it makes you real nauseous.
Wait, what?
It makes you nauseous.
Why would the vortex make you... Okay, so it makes you dizzy, the vortex?
As if you were trapped forever in a vortex. I'm assuming you'd be nauseous, I guess?
Yes.
So,
right, okay.
And it's pretty great. It's like they talk about, like, the Vortex Pistol. Oh, nobody's used the Vortex Pistol since it was outlawed after being used in the famine riots in 2003. Which... Man, this whole comic is just filled with gibberish. Like, the TriStar government, the riots of 2003.
So this pistol was used during a riot, a famine.
Yeah,
so
famine
nobody threw up because they're all starving, so there's nothing to throw up.
Yeah, they all just like puked up water and was like, let's keep rioting! Woo! I feel lighter now.
Right. All right. So anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, see, this is an amazing issue, I must say.
So hold on, wait. One more thing. So he doesn't want to just kill people. He says, "I could blast you, son, but in fact, I'm just gonna make you sick." Bleep. Ha ha! You like that?
But how long do you think the effects are?
10 minutes.
Pistol? 10 minutes?
Yes.
You're pretty close. It's probably like 2.
Oh. Okay.
So, like, they make this big deal about how this thing stopped riots.
Right.
It's real dangerous. It's, his weapon of choice. He's absolute, and, like, the next panel, it's like, oh, the weapon's in fact short-lived. The people got up, they left.
Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Wow,
That was the big fight.
showed them. All right.
It's like, yeah, I'm Monarch Starstalker. Everyone knows me and my Vortex gun.
Yes.
Gives you the runs a little bit, and then that's it. That's all it does.
Well, that's why everybody ran. That's why everybody left, right? Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah.
What's great about this, too, is all the characters have really cool, elaborate names. You got Monarch Starstalker. You got Miss Goodfriend, who's is a good friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's not an okay friend?
No, just she's just a good
Maybe it's a play on word. She's a terrible friend. Or Miss Good Friend.
Oh, trust me, she's an even better friend later.
Oh!
In the bedroom.
Oh,
Starstalker. You know how Starstalker plays his ladies, right? But he comes to town, a small town, in search for another guy with a cool name, Kurt Hammer. Not a porn star, not the 1970s porn star you're thinking of.
Kurt Hammer.
But Kurt Hammer.
I'm gonna lay the hammer down.
He's got a bounty on Kurt Hammer. What's also really confusing to me is, the opening, Deadliest Inhabitants, his prey. I was like, okay, maybe he's like a hunter dude, but I guess he's a bounty hunter.
Right.
And here he's a bounty hunter. But they keep calling him like a space pirate, and then sometimes they call him a vigilante. And I'm like, well, what the hell are you, Starstalker? like, pick an occupation, buddy. I don't even think he does anything.
He's so dangerous they can't label him, sir.
Yeah, he's everything. What am I today? I'm a mechanic and a smuggler. I don't know.
What? You don't like it? You're sick.
Yeah.
Ah!
What's also great? I think my favorite character though, like they all have names like that, like Kurt Hammer and Starstalker. There's another character named Bob.
Bob?
Just Bob. It's just Bob. And I think Bob's name is maybe the second most used name in this issue after Starstalker. Whenever Starstalker walks in the room, it's Monarch Starstalker. And then it's him constantly going, hey, where's Bob? You shot Bob. I gotta go find Bob. Bob. I'm like, so, man, that's, not everybody gets a cool name in this galaxy, in the Tri-Star universe, or whatever. Pretty weird. Just Bob. So, of course...
That's just Bob over there.
Yeah. So, on his quest to find, Kurt Hammer. Kurt Hammer. Did I talk about what he did?
It's not important?
It's probably not that important. He's wanted dead or alive, though.
Must have been pretty bad.
Must have been pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
He probably didn't like TriStar Pictures and he went right to Universal. I don't know. Paramount? Maybe. Might be a spy for Fox Studios. Oh.
Maybe he used the gaseous gun. People and it's like,
maybe.
He stunk up the room. So
it's a possibility. But after another bar fight, that's what Starstalker really does. Is he goes, hey, I'm in town looking for somebody. Then he gets a beer and a fight breaks out and like people are like, hey, you don't want any of that fighting here. I know that's what you bring with you, Starstalker.
Was he just in a bar?
Yeah. No.
Now he goes to another bar?
No. See, he was outside of a bar.
Oh.
Now he went into a bar. Now another fight happened.
But this is a whole different bar.
It's a whole different bar.
So this whole planet is another bar.
It's just saloons for punching space.
So
punching.
this could be Earth.
This could be Earth. I'm not entirely sure why this is set in space. Okay. When this is just punching in a bar.
Okay.
Punching in a bar, the comic. But so a fight happens. He does some punches. He I guess catches the eye of Miss Goodfriend, and she takes him back to her place, and she's like, "I'm gonna show you how good of a friend I am." But before they get down to their skivvies and make some star-stalking love, he talks about his very overly complicated origin, which is probably my favorite Marvel origin of all time now.
Oh, really?
It's amazing because it's so great, so
okay.
good. Okay, so
space. Drum roll, everybody.
In space, Monarch Starstalker years ago was just regular like cargo shipper. Like he just transported stuff. Okay. He was just like a truck driver. He was a space truck driver. Okay. Because nothing's cooler than Monarch Starstalker truck driver.
So back then he wasn't a star stalker. He was just a star
deliverer. Yeah, he's
Okay.
Not a big deal.
Okay.
But he was driving his spaceship was special. And his spaceship was so special that they removed his nervous system and then connected it to his ship. So whatever he would feel, the ship would feel, and the ship would feel what he would feel. So whatever he thought and did, the ship would react. I assume it's because he was a bad pilot. I don't know. I think that is probably the most stupid thing ever. Why would you do that? Like, that's like if I said, John, do you like your Mazda? It's a pretty good car. How about I take your nervous system out and replace it with car parts? That way, when you want to put in a CD, you could just think play CD and it plays it. There's no side effects, except if you crash your car, your nervous system's gone. Which is what happens to Starstalker.
I'm thinking this car crashed. Everybody's like, "Oh my god! Oh, but it's okay. He's still alive." No, I was connected to the car. I'm dying.
My car's wrecked, and now's my spine.
Right.
So okay, that's useful. But he wrecks his ship. He gets bombarded by star energy. Starstalker can't handle too much star energy, or it fucks up the ship.
Not cosmic rays.
Not cosmic rays. Which is funny, because cosmic rays was a silly thing to say back in the 60s. But, we don't know too much about space in 1962.
Cosmic rays. Right.
Now we're in 1976, where we've been to space. We know what cosmic rays do.
Right.
Still, we don't really want to apply any science to comic books. It's 1976. It's just star rays.
Star rays. Okay.
I think that's just called sunlight or sunshine. His ship was real sensitive, I guess. So, on the brink of death, a neutral ship found him, and they rescued him.
Wait, what did he crash into?
Star rays. Just star rays. He's just driving in stars.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, what?
I don't know.
A solid ray? Like it was solid? And he slammed into a ray? Like, oh man, it looks like a wall. Nope, it's a star ray. What?
Okay, sorry. He was attacked. I'm sorry, I mixed that up. He was attacked by hostile pursuits. They don't explain who these people are.
Wow.
People attacked the ship, they messed the ship up, and he escaped, but her solar sails was hit by star energy, and that damaged him, and that also damaged his nervous system. This is
all stuff that's probably going to be examined further on in other episodes.
In other issues of Monarch Starstalker.
Right, okay, right.
It gets better. Because now his nervous system's shot.
Right.
And he got rescued by this kind party or whatever.
Right.
The doctors hopped on him and tried to fix him. And they did the only reasonable thing you can do with a man whose nervous system is replaced with spaceship parts. Is they put bird parts in him. They put robot bird parts in him.
I couldn't even get through that with a straight face. I was just watching you.
They're like, well, we got this robot bird. It's a falcon. His name's Ulysses. You need a new nervous system. He's got a nervous system. We'll just put that in there. Whatever. So now he has a bird named Ulysses, who they share the same nervous system. So they have the same feelings and senses.
Oh, so now instead of the ship, now he's attached to the bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thus the origin of Monarch Starstalker.
Amazing. So he's the crow in outer space.
He's the crow in space.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which he was just a cargo guy. Like, how would you build a reputation of a guy who has pretty much a bad nervous system, a pet bird, and he got rated?
David, what issue is this you're reading?
This is the first appearance as Monarch Starstalker.
So this is the first appearance.
Yeah.
So about the first issue.
If Monarch Starstalker gets his own movie, this bitch is gonna be worth money.
Oh, so this was the first. Oh, because you said it was a Marvel Presents, right?
Yeah, it's just just throwing characters in the air.
I was like, because obviously, David, the questions you and me have would have been answered later on, but after people read it, they're like, "This is stupid," and Marvel pretty much said, "Yeah, we're done with that character."
Yeah. So what's great too is the girl, Good Friend. She's walking around in like a metal space bikini top. That's it. And they're on Hoth pretty much, this ice planet. She's like, "Geez, I'm cold." And he's like, "Race you back to your cabin." And they run back to the cabin, and then they do the
They get warm.
The mommy daddy dance, as they say.
Gotcha. Okay.
And while this is going on, who's watching?
I don't know. He's the stalker. I don't know who's watching.
Exactly. It's Ulysses, his bird.
Oh my god!
Stalking. Okay. So I'm assuming Ulysses is also there to record the sexual adventures of Monarch Starstalker when he's on his lonely trips up in space. But luckily, the next day, he runs into none other than mortal enemy Kurt Hammer, who then kidnaps a scantily clad, lingerie-wearing girl and takes her out into the mountains, because that's what you do. And they're like, oh my god, Kurt Hammer, he kidnapped that girl! Now he's hiding out in a cavern in the snow! What are we going to do, Monarch Starstalker? Well, Monarch Starstalker being a man who walks around, the wielder of the deadly vortex gun, and has his own spaceship, he's like, well, I'm going to ride a horse out there. Instead of using a spaceship to fly there, he's like, I'm just going to horse it. Just go right in the snow.
I don't even say, keep going. I'm like, what?
I'm dazzling with this adventure.
Yeah,
So he goes out there, and Kurt Hammer, he's got his sniper rifle, which is literally just like a wood sniper rifle. Like in space, they don't have laser guns, I guess, other than nausea-inducing lasers. But he's got his sniper rifle ready. He's like, when old Monarch Starstalker comes up here, I got him riding my crosshairs. And then suddenly the bird flies over him, and Monarch Starstalker gets out of the crosshairs, and he's like, oh geez, I don't understand how that monarch knew that I could see him with my rifle, unless the bird is somehow connected to his nervous system. So then he starts shooting at the bird, and then eventually he shoots enough rocks so an avalanche happens, and it buries Monarch Starstalker in the snow. And I have to say his name completely every time I talk about him, because you can't say Monarch or just Starstalker. It's got to be Monarch.
It's got to be the whole thing. I get it, yeah.
So he's dead. So now he's like, well, now I got to kill that bird, and he's shooting at the bird. And then suddenly, bursting from the snow behind Kurt Hammer is Monarch Starstalker, not dead from the snow avalanche, the space snow avalanche. He jumps up and he beats the crap out of Kurt Hammer, rescues the damsel, and says, you better get moving there, Kurt Hammer, because I'm not going to carry that dame. You're going to have to carry her all the way back to town. And they walk to town, and it's just Monarch and the girl. And they're like, what happened to Kurt Hammer? And he's like, well, you wanted him dead or alive, and he dropped dead a few miles back out there. So pay me my money, and I'm going to go off on another adventure. Yeehaw.
Oh, my
space.
Okay. That's amazing, sir.
I think, and this is why I think in the next Guardians of the Galaxy film, we should just lose Peter Quill and just replace him with Monarch Starstalker.
I have a question for you now, sir.
Ah, yes.
Would you like to know his final origins?
Oh, no!
I have looked it up, and Marvel.com, because it is a Marvel character,
it is a Marvel.
Has decided on their website they have information about him.
All right.
I'm not going to go into the whole situation, but apparently there is a whole deal with the Shi'ar and the Kree War and Nova Corps, blah, blah, blah. Right? This whole situation going on. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Let's just get to the important stuff. He doesn't want to get involved because there's no money in it. But his mind is soon changed when the mindless ones cut the main power to the resolute duty, allowing their leader to escape, blah, blah, blah. The monster sets his sights on Starstalker, who is guarding the cell along with Irani, and blasted a hole through Starstalker's torso.
Oh, no!
Yes, sir. What happened next was a complete surprise to his companion. Starstalker's body began to repair itself, and Ulysses watched. That's the bird, keep in mind, right?
Yes, good old Ulysses.
Yes. Ulysses watched Starstalker's body repair itself, preventing any outside aid, claiming the warranty on the Starstalker model would be null and void by the Technos group. I guess if you read, you'll know who those people are. I don't know. As repairs were finished, Starstalker comes online, and Irani tells him that he was a nanite construct this whole time.
What?
Which apparently it was unknown to him. Realizing he knew less about
why
himself,
he never ate and drank and peed.
Right. Realizing he knew less about himself
oil all the
time. Starstalker's free will suddenly outweighed his need for money. He helped Nova carry out his plan to rid both the mindless ones and Ego, and then he tells Nova, the universe, he's now free, and no longer subjected to the whims of others, and he was going to explore his new home and live a little. Thus ends the great journey of Monarch Starstalker. Thank you, Dave, for bringing that up, because see what you made me do? You made me wonder more about him, and I looked it up. See, that's something.
Please, pick up more issues of Monarch Starstalker.
Oh, man. What a crazy man. This is what we hope to accomplish. We want you to hear about this and go, who is I want to know more. And then, look it up.
It's funny is there's a lot of YouTube channels that they literally just pretty much read you the comic.
Right.
And, which, is fine. That's, it's a great way to get into a character or something like that. I really encourage, please read these issues yourselves. Because it's... Me just talking about it isn't going to get it as get it across. Because I bought this issue because I thought the cover looked fun. And I like... See, I'm a person who watches stuff like Barbarian Queen and Deathstalker. Like, these are terrible movies, right. But they're all like, there's something really terrible but fun about watching these. And I thought that was going to be like this. I wasn't expecting a whole nervous system replaced by a bird. Right. Like, stuff like that.
Hey, what's the difference between watching a bad movie for fun and reading a bad comic for fun, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And these are characters that maybe shouldn't be forgotten, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe we should remember these things. Because... people thinking that Marvel is the greatest comics ever. Well, there's a couple of...
There's some that are that good.
Right. We have to... Listen, you have to be humble. And sometimes you have to remember some of these characters to humble yourself. So Marvel, we're not trying to punish you.
Yeah.
And in fairness to DC, we always rip on DC. Hey, Marvel, it's your month.
Oh, right? Totally your month. Also, like... a few years ago, we would say the same thing about Rocket Raccoon.
Right, yes.
Howard the Duck is now actually, like, his comic series is actually iconic, like, important.
Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, I grew up in the 90s. If you were to tell me, oh, man, you know what's a great character? Rocket Raccoon. He's literally a raccoon.
With a gun. Yeah.
I'd be like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Or, oh, dude, there's a character called Groot. It's literally a walking tree. I would have been like, get the frick out of me. Get that away from me.
Exactly.
I mean, so who knows, Not all of them can be winners.
They all can't be gold, but... Yeah. But you know what is gold?
What's that?
Ulysses, Monarch Starstalker's bird.
And that issue, sir, thank you for introducing that character. Because that character all around is pure comic book gold.
Yes. So remember, Marvel Premiere, issue number 32, Monarch Starstalker.
So, how hard do you think it is to find this issue? Honestly, I mean, it's such a rare thing, and not to make people know about it, but really, is it really, I mean, really, how often do you come across an issue like this?
I've never seen this cover ever, or even I've never heard about this character, and that's kind of the things, like, I know, I love DC a lot. The artwork is also not very good in this issue, right. But there's a lot of, the artist really poured on the black, so you can't really tell what's going on a lot of the time, but I love DC, but I'm not well versed in their more obscure characters. Like, sure, I know stuff like Psycho Pirate and, some things, but I'm more knowledgeable about obscure Marvel characters. And for me to be going through the back issue boxes at iShop at Coliseum Comics, I came across the Marvel Premiere issues, which was always
plug.
Yeah, give me some money.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of characters that they were introduced through there. Hopefully they would find an audience. Actually, Scott Lang premiered in Marvel Premiere as Ant-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was kind of one of those things like, I think that's what I was actually looking for. I was like trying to find the first appearance of Scott Lang for a reasonable price. And I ended up instead finding someone way better, Monarch Starstalker.
Okay, well, this should be a very fun month. Let me just say.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some good ones.
Yeah. Now, does it worry you though that you? I mean, as fun as this is, does it worry you though that you're like actually giving your money to this stuff?
No.
No. See, this is so cheap anyway, right?
Oh yeah, like this issue. This was the original printing of it, and it's pretty old. And honestly, $3. That's the cost of a brand new issue. Right. I'd rather buy Monarch Starstalker for $3 than buying a new issue of Secret Empire for $6.
For shame, sir.
For shame, I say. But hey, man,
you know who can take down Hydra Cap? The Vortex gun.
Yep. That shield isn't going to stop that Vortex gun. He's going to puke. He's going to puke right in his helmet.
Yep, exactly.
Oh God. I think if I got a job at Marvel, that's what I would do. I would just like grab these obscure crap characters and be like, they're all now key players.
Yep.
So.
Oh man, what kind of update would you give Monarch Starstalker? What would you give him? He'd still have the big gold bird, right? But I mean, what kind of update would you give him?
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at that cover and he's got like a purple fuzzy cape.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the 70s like looking...
Got the yellow gloves.
Yeah.
He looks like he just won WrestleMania with that belt. Like, look at that. Yeah. It's so cool.
Which totally doesn't make sense. He's got yellow gloves, but he wears like a blue and purple outfit.
Yeah.
So what do the yellow gloves come from? I guess with the gold belt, I guess.
It doesn't match. It just matches with his bird.
Yeah.
Which is also not good because the bird's going to land on his glove and it's yellow on yellow. It's just not very interesting.
I love the fact, too, that he has spurs on his belt. That's awesome.
Just in case when he rides a space horse.
Right.
You would think there'd be aliens in here. There's not. No. There's not aliens. It's just people going...
Maybe it's like a Twilight Zone. Maybe it turns out this all happens on Earth.
In a galaxy?
Yeah.
Long, far, far away?
Yes.
Or a long time ago?
A planet called Terra.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Yeah. Monarch Starstalker.
Well, thank you, Dave.
No problem. What are some of your favorite obscure... nobody D-lister Marvel characters? I'd love to hear about it. You can always contact me on Twitter at ExploitedGeek.
I am at Blackie Pueblo.
And you can also contact us on our host site, StoryMechanicsCast.com. Just scroll down at the comment section and just type up a message right there. We'll read it. Or you can just contact us on our regular Gmail account at StoryMechanicsCast.com. And you can also follow us on the Facebook.
The Facebook. Everybody loves the Facebook.
Everyone uses Facebook except this guy. Monarch Starstalker. He's a rebel through and through. That's why he doesn't have a nervous system like you and I.
Yeah.
He's his own man or his own bird. I don't know. But you could always follow us at Story Mechanics Podcast on Facebook.
Hey, David. Just a little side note. What about a villain called the Facebooker? Right.
Zuckerberg.
Like, yeah. And he he could be like a guy who wears like no face, and he like books your face and like steals your face. And like,
oh, you could have like a television screen head.
Yeah.
And then he'll like your face will just appear on it.
I'm telling you, if you paid attention to the last couple episodes, I'm on a roll, man. I'm coming up with characters.
You know what? That doesn't sound very good, but if you replaced his nervous system with some sort of cute animal, you might have me on board.
The Facebooker with a nervous system of a hyena.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I don't know. So.
I'm on board.
It's a work in progress. So.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
It'll be a huge obscure character.
He'll be the next issue of Marvel Premiere.
Right. Bring back Marvel Premiere. That's still around?
No, it should be.
It's going to come back now, I'm telling you.
Start pouring all these characters in.
We're going to give attention to it. See?
Yeah.
So, all right then. See you next time?
Next Wednesday
yes,
for another exciting episode of Obscure Marvel Characters that maybe should remain obscure
on Recovering Sidekicks.
Yes.